Hey, how's everybody doing?
Hey, hi everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to. Hi everyone. This is Celina from Essence of the Moon.
I'm Bobby from Wild Waven Tarot.
And I am Ramon from Moon Scarab.
Hi guys. Welcome to our next episode of Energy and Intentions with Behind the Moon, and of course with my great co-hosts Bobby and Ramon. So in today's episode, we are going to be talking about energy and intentions and what that means. What that means when you are wanting to have raise your vibrations, raise your energy, when you're wanting to do any type of like specific intentions, or for witches, it would be like spell work, you know.
It's going to be a very interesting topic. We're simulcasting on our channels, on the Moon Scarab channel, on the Wild Raven channel, and so are you, Celina, right?
I am, yes.
Essence
Everybody's
of the Moon.
Yeah, so Mr. D mentioned previously, he goes, oh man, they're on all three channels.
Yes, and everybody is loving your witchy vibe tonight. They're making comments how beautiful you look.
I'm having a hard time looking at all the comments right now because okay guys, let me just get it all off my chest right now. This is my first time doing this live on my own with StreamYard and then starting everything. So I'm like, it's been a little bit nerve-wracking for me, but
that anxiety, we've all been there.
Yeah, it's gonna take you time to master, like reading the comments, checking the screen. It takes practice, and you get freaked out because you're live, right? You're like scared to mess up things.
So now I know what you guys have to go through when you're like, you know, presenting and the comments, and it's
making openings and everything. Yeah,
guys, there's a lot of work.
As long as we're enjoying it, that's the important part. Yeah. Let's say hi to some of the chatters. We've got a full house here, Celina.
We do.
Ange from Roots and Waves. How you doing?
Well, we have Marissa. She's on, I think, your channel, Bobby.
Okay.
So we have Marissa. She's on. We have, hi, Marissa. We have Ange. We did have Kristen earlier, so she was getting some stuff done. So
Joey too.
Of course, we have the fabulous Miss Tarot D here.
Of course.
You sexy bitch.
And let's see. Oh, we have Yadira from Underneath the Veil of Marigold.
Whoop, whoop. Yadira is going to be filling in for Ramon in the end of June. The end of June, June 26th, I think. One of the shows. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, so I still haven't, I think we kind of have a topic, but we still got to talk about all of that fun stuff. So, yeah. And then we have Joey. Hi, Joey.
Joey just left my house.
And we have, here you go, Bobby.
Joan Miranda. I have to say it like that. I enjoy it so much.
I know you do. We have the wonderful Maru here today.
What up, girlfriend?
We have Millie de la Prida here. Hello, Millie. And, we have Lexi. Hello, Lexi.
Hi, Lexi.
We have Jen B, Visionary Gal. That's a cool name. We have Gold Monday XY, which is Roman. Hello. Welcome. We have Witchy Best Friend here. Her name is Jess. Hi, Jess.
Hi, Jess.
She's the one, if y'all saw my last video with like my alien stuff, she made me like an alien travel altar. Oh, my bracelet. I have a bracelet on that she sent me, right? I don't know if y'all can see it. But there's like a little alien on there. And then on on here it says starseed, which is like, oh, and this necklace too. This came from Jess. Yeah, it's pretty. Thank you, Jess. Oh, we have Justin Bennett. Hello, Justin. So, do you know who he is, Bobby? The Witch of Enchantment?
No, I was wondering.
He's a Hecate devotee as well, and he does a lot of like crossroad work with Hecate as well.
Awesome.
So remember like the one shirt I was wearing last time, and it had like Hecate on it. That was his shirt.
Oh, awesome!
Mm-hmm.
Nice to meet you.
Yep.
I'm sure I'll be seeing a lot more.
Yep. We have Janet Lehigh, and then we have your Mechanicus Mammal. He's
that is my apprentice. This is Harrison.
I love that name. It reminds me of that album of Marilyn Manson, Mechanical Animals. I think that's his best album.
Yeah.
You like Manson? I learned so much about you every time. Yeah. My favorite Manson scene or song was the one they used in the movie Trick or Treat for the werewolf transformation. Sweet Dreams. Oh, such a great movie.
His rendering. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. All right. Moving on. What do you got there?
We have Heather Johnson. Hello, Heather.
Hi, Heather.
Hey.
Hello. It's been a while. I miss you.
And we have Sophie, the Midwest Magician. So she's another really good friend of mine, another witch or magician, she wants to call her, whatever you want to call yourself, it's fine. But she's incredible, and I absolutely adore her. Her and Yalita are like my witchy best friends that I talk to like all the time.
Go ahead, fix it. Try to fix it. Go ahead.
All right. Patsy Q. Hi, Patsy.
Hi, Patsy Q. Let's see. Oh, we have Debbie from Debbie's Witchy Vlog. Hi, Debbie. Welcome. We have Linda Frazier. Hi, Linda.
Wow, a lot of
Linda.
Hi,
Linda.
Oh, thank you, Sophie. We have Maureen
D'Amico.
Hello.
What's up, homegirl?
Oh, Miss Tarot D. I love you.
She's my heart. Wait, Miss Tarot D, those pictures you showed us on your halfway to Halloween show, I'm talking about the one where you were in gold lame with wings. Was that you showing off all that body, girl? Was that you? Was I checking you out going, what? If it was, damn. All right. Moving on.
Fabulous. We have Anne Serenko. Hello from St. Louis.
Hi, Anne.
Okay. Let's see. There's a lot of people here. Thank you guys, everyone, for spending time with us. We have Carla, Miss Kulala's Mystical Musings.
Hi, Carla. Hello.
Thank you, Carla.
Great to see you, Carla.
And, hey, Draven. So we have Draven Michael. He is here today. Thank you for stopping in. Okay, this is still going.
Right? We got a lot of people.
Yeah, Truth Wave Energy Meditation. Victor, I'm pretty sure. And I met him briefly earlier today on Karen Bardacard's Her Live.
I ran into him the other night. I love that name.
Mm-hmm. And have you seen his YouTube yet? Like he has like meditative stuff on there. Felt so good to get that healing energy, and it just kind of reminded me of what we're doing today. So I really liked his energy sessions that he was doing on there. Okay, we have Sherry. Hi, Sherry. Oh, we have Cara from Pagan Crafting. Hey, Cara.
Wow.
Nice to see you.
I'm scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. People are just keep popping in.
I'm still scrolling.
Draven Michael. Is that like Eric Draven, the name? The crow? That reminds me of.
Right, isn't that cool? He lives in Florida. Oh, we have Moira. Hey, Moira D.
Love Moira.
There we go. Okay. We have Rossi. Hello.
Thank you for posting that, Mara.
Bay of the Forest 444. Hello, nice to have you on here. Okay, am I getting close to the end here, people? Maybe.
I think you pretty much hit everybody.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, okay. Yes, I am down to the bottom.
If
down to
we missed anybody, apologies.
Yes.
We love you all, and we would like to welcome everybody here.
Yes.
What do you got for us tonight, Celina?
Okay, so we are. First of all, I think we probably need to have like a definition of what the intention, like what intention is, like what fuels your intention, what you know, like that's
I was telling everybody backstage, I found this online. Magical energy is the vital force that underpins ritual and spellcraft across cultures. So that is the basis. However, intention is the arrow that guides that force towards specific goals.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not only raising power with intention, you're doing something with it, directing it.
It's conscientious. Let me read something I wrote. Intention is a mental state or attitude in which a person commits to carrying out an action or achieving a goal. It involves focus, purpose, and determination. And it's at the end, its intention refers to a conscious plan or aim to act in a certain way. It's a mental commitment behind a decision or a goal. It's not just what you want to execute, but what is the purpose. And it's something that there is a mental process in which you analyze what is where you want to go at the end.
Yeah, Heather Johnson had put faith and trust, faith, trust, belief. These are what fuels your magical working. Celina, what is the concept of energy to you? How do you define energy?
Intention for me?
No, energy, not intention.
Energy for me is, it's like for me it's an unseen force. It's like a vibration, a frequency that you just kind of lift in your own body. I mean, not necessarily only your own body has the vibration or frequency. Every single item that you come in contact has frequency, vibration, from a crystal to a candle that was made. The herb, salt, they all have their own vibration, their own frequency. They all have their all unseen energy and force. And combining that with your intention, then that's when you get your spells and rituals and all manifestation. Like that's when you get all of that stuff.
When we mix up, when we talk about mixing up spells, what Celina said is spot on. Each herb has its own vibration. Each gem has its own vibration. Each stone has its own vibration. Native Americans, I can't remember where the word comes from, but Gitchi Manitou is the spirit of all, and Manitou spirits are the spirit of everything, like that song in Pocahontas. Every rock, every tree has a spirit, has a name. It's true. And what we're doing when we're crafting spells is we're weaving those different energies together from this plant to this plant with this gem, and we're creating a structure. But that's all it is until we fuel it with our intention. There's no go button on it yet. There's no gas. Right now, it's just a pretty bunch of rocks.
Right now it's just a candle. Right now it's just a crystal, or the herbs or the salt. It's just that until you fuel it with your energy and your intention. And sometimes it could be as simple as a 2-minute energy and intention work, or as intense as a 3-hour intention work, which I did recently. I did like a 3-hour long energy intention into a specific oil that I was making, the combination of everything. So depending on how much energy you have, it can be very exhausting, or it cannot be. So for people that have like chronic autoimmune stuff, for them to do a 3-hour long intention, it's really hard. But
it can be.
But it's still going to work if it's a 2-minute, very simple very simple candle, intention, to the 3-hour-long energy intention session. So there is no wrong or right to that. It's all in what you're feeling. It's all in what exactly you're trying to accomplish.
There's two things here in interplay, because on the one side you have energy, but energy it's a fuel, right? It's the potential of something, and like a battery that we have full of energy, there is the potential of things that could happen, that can be done. Like when we wake up in the morning and we feel energized, right? It's that fuel of the potential of anything that we can make happen, right? But then the intention is what kind of like activates it. It's like what propels it, right? You can have intention, but if you don't have energy, you won't be able to get far. And likewise, you might have energy, but without a purpose, without an intention, it's useless. So these are two things that are interconnected to be able to manifest things.
When you get in your car, you need to know where you're going. All you're doing is getting in your car. Otherwise, you're getting yourself ready. You're packing the car. You're set for the trip.
Your car has gas. You have there the fuel. You have the energy. But where are you going? Right?
You have no fucking clue where you're going. So
where am I gonna go? Right?
You need a destination, and you need your foot to step on that gas. That is your intention. You are making that connection by stepping on that gas. Now I have a location where I'm headed, and I have my spell in order. I'm launching it, slingshot style. Boing. Okay. Now, I know you're leading this night, Celina, but I wanted to ask you guys, what about accidental?
Do we have an issue here? Are we good?
Okay. What?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that again?
Accidental magic, accidental intention, like thought forms. When somebody is going through so much anger or grief, they may not realize they're creating something, but when they're angry and they're saying shit like, "Oh, I wish that motherfucker would crash his car," what you're not taking into account is you're giving direction to your energy there. You're launching it at somebody when you say that. So be cautious with your words.
Oh, definitely. Words are spells. I mean, you don't have to do something very elaborate. The word itself, your intention that you put into it, the force and the energy you put into those words can be that spell alone. So you yourself are the conduit. You don't need fancy gadgets. You don't need expensive oils or candles or anything. It's all you.
Your belief is the key.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. If you're doing something you know you shouldn't be doing and you're iffy about it in the first place, your spell's going to go wonky. Unless you are convinced and you set your intention properly, you're basically trying to bake a cake by throwing things in the bowl from across without measuring and then baking it. No, it's not going to be right. It's just not. You need direction and intention. Hey, Tarot and Oracle for the Soul. Yeah, I just recently dealt with a client who had a thought form attached to them because somebody else accidentally was so pissed off in that way and launched evil intent at them. It was an easy fix, just a quick cleanse, but those words have power, you guys. So choose your words.
And that translates to the everyday life. I mean, like, for example, when I am in a feeling of extreme anger, I try to detach myself and pause before making a decision, because I know that a lot of times, almost always, what comes out of that anger is always wrong. Then when I step back and gain perspective, I see it with much more clarity, and the outcome, the decision process is totally different. So
I'll give you guys a great example of when Bobby fucked the pooch. Back in Back in 1993, something happened with me and a friend, and I was so hurt and angry that I did a spell on the fly. I was basically ripping stuff off of my shelf and whipping up. I was so angry, and what I didn't do was a protective circle or a clear intention. What it was pure energy, basically what I said, throwing it out into the universe without guiding it. What happened was that shit rebounded on me badly. I almost chopped my finger off leaving the house, slamming it in the door. I lost my job that day. My blow dryer that I was using exploded in my hand and almost shot fire at my head. It was bad. I had to call my mom. That's how I called my mommy to help me deal with this accidental case. So yeah, accidental intention.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. I mean, I've done stuff like that, but I did it. Well, I mean, I did protect myself prior to doing that, and it came to fruition. I mean, I felt, part of me at one time felt bad for the person on the receiving end, but at the same time, I'm like, no, the hell with you. You put me through hell for the past year, and I was so nice about it until you pushed me, and I'm like, okay, Celina, you've been warned. I'm gonna have to do stuff. So
yeah, I don't go around cursing people willy-nilly. And
no.
The last time I cursed somebody was months ago, actually. It was.
Yeah, Rita, I love you. She said, "Never feel bad."
No,
I did for like a little second.
You know those people that jump into our chat saying awful things. What do we call them?
Trolls.
Trolls. I cursed a troll, but I haven't seen them since. And so now they used to jump into my show a lot, and after that, I didn't see them. So I was justified in that. If it was an innocent person and I tried to do that, it wouldn't have the same effect because I wouldn't have that conviction.
Oh,
we're getting
negative energy is so easy to transmit. So for example, you leave piss from home and someone cuts you off and you give them the finger. That person gets upset, and like it propagates. It's like it transmits so easy, and I think that's part of our evolution as humans, because it's much easier, or we pay more attention to threats, in terms of from our evolution and survival, than opportunities, right? And negative energy is so dense that can cause a disruption on lighter energy. That's why we have to be like very careful what we put out there, because we're kind of like wired to be able to react quicker on negativity, on threats, over other things.
We've got some questions that are popping up, and they're really good questions. I'm looking for the one. So what do y'all recommend to someone if their intention is blocked? Well, break out a piece of paper and put it down on paper. Make a flow chart of what your desire is. If you need that, do it. I do it. I'm a tarot witch, and almost all my spells focus on cards I lay down and then throwing my energy into it, creating that scenario. There are cases when I'll do my own reading and I'm like, I don't want that in the future. And I will take out a card and put a different one there. I'll take out the tower and I'll put the sun, and then make it happen, make it real, throw my energy and intention into it. So I work with tarot mainly. Joey works with herbs. Other people I know.
I work with herbs mainly as well. And I mean, tarot, I'll add as an intention, like the magician card or the high priestess card when I'm trying to, or the empress card when I'm trying to tap into more, like have more of a visualize intention. Like if I need a card to be able to concentrate on what my working is, then I'll pull out a tarot card. But normally I just do herbs. Like I did an apothecary video, and I have a lot of herbs, but that's primarily what I use is that essential oils, regular oil, like different kinds of oil, the moon phases, like working with the moon phases, like there's a whole bunch that's included in all of that. But then again, you can just, like Debbie said, willy-nilly the thing, just if you don't have to wait on a specific day, on a specific hour, but it does give it more energy if you do.
Gold Mundex Y at 623 asked, what about karma/boomerang effect? What you emit comes back at you times 10. I do agree with that in some fashions, and I disagree with that in some fashions. I know a lot of Wiccan.
Oh, here we go.
I'm not Wiccan.
Yeah, I'm not either. So that 10 times, I don't go by that. I don't do the as above, so below. I don't do the, whatever you do, it's going to come back to you threefold. I don't believe in that.
I do, but still, some things you have to do. And in transmutation, for me, I have to understand the poison I'm trying to transmute. So I don't know if that makes sense.
Well, that's why you have a transmutation oil, Bobby.
I'm waiting for it. I'm excited. Celina's sending me a homemade transmutation oil.
I did. So that recipe originally started off
right here.
I know.
Right here. And it's beautiful. It's full of stones and herbs, and it smells amazing.
So it started with the incredible Yadira here. So her and I were chatting on one of her shows, and someone was talking about a return to sender. And I was, she mentioned that, and I'm like, no, why would you return to sender? For me, it's like throwing a ball at a little kid, and that little kid's going to throw that ball right back at you if that person knows what they're doing, if they're a fellow practitioner. Mm-hmm. It's just going to be back and forth, back and forth. So I had told Yadira, I'm like, why not transmute that? Hold on to that energy that they're sending you, that negativity. Hold on to that, and then transmute it into positive, into good luck, into abundance, like all of that stuff.
Willy-nilly
for that energy.
Mm-hmm. So, and then she had done a video with herbs and different oils, and I changed it up a little bit to stuff that either I had or stuff that resonated with me. Like she did sandalwood, but I resonate better with cedarwood. Like cedarwood for me, I connect better with that. The energy of cedarwood, as well as the smell, the vibration of it compared to sandalwood. So that's another thing is wanting to, you're going to get all these like spell books or whatever, but I always change up what they have on there to what resonates. I'm going to make that intention, that ritual, that spell, I'm going to make it mine.
See, there's another point that the spells we read in books and see on TikTok, which kind of give me the heebie-jeebies sometimes, these are spells that work for them. These are spells that were crafted for their energy, their situation, their timing,
their intention.
Right. So if you're copying somebody else's spell, don't use it verbatim. If you need to change things for your individual circumstance, by all means do that. Personalize it.
It's basically like a recipe.
Right. It's like exactly. It's like a recipe. Yeah, like a family recipe. Say your mom gave you the basic recipe on how to make Mexican rice. I've always changed my Mexican rice to what I felt went in there, and at every party they'd be like, Celina, can you make the rice? Celina, can you make the rice? Because I put in different intention, different herbs into it and everything. What were you trying to say, Bobby, about Mexican rice?
I can't do my mom's. I can't call back to my mom's. My mom made Spam tamales one time. I can't use my mom. I can't. I kept bologna. She made bologna tamales in the same batch. She had extra masa and didn't want to waste it, so she was just pulling shit out of the fridge. But yes,
and then you're wasting the stuff that's in the fridge.
Yeah, my mama was not what she'd call a good cook, but she personalized those tamales the way she wanted them.
Spam tamales. That's a fresh.
I wouldn't eat them. Nobody in the family.
You didn't try them at all?
No.
Not even like a bite? No. Did anybody eat them? Because I'm like curious about it now.
I honestly don't remember, but I don't think so.
Interesting. You see Miss Tara D's comment here?
I didn't. Ugh, now I want Celina's. What that one? Celina's rice.
No, the one on the screen. Do you see that one?
Oh, that one. I didn't curse the person per se, but just told them the pain they put on me. My husband returned to yeah. Whoops.
Yeah. Wow. Whoopsies.
Now, I harken back to my comment about casting willy-nilly. Although I don't believe what I put out is going to come back to me if I'm justified, I need to know I'm justified. I need to know I'm in the right. Otherwise, I won't do a spell like that. For the most part, I'll just move somebody away from me, send them away. I've done that a couple times in the past couple of years.
Yeah. And you can freeze them if you want to stop them from doing stuff. There's a bunch of stuff you can do to someone that is bothering them.
What's your best friend?
What did she say?
Said spam tamales. Her boyfriend said spam tamales sound good. There's something wrong with him. Yes, there is. You must have him exercised. It may be too late. But on the flip side of this, positive intention. I walk around smiling, trying to support people, saying good things, because there's plenty of people out there in the world saying bad things. There's plenty of people in the world pushing negativity. I'm going to try at least to be one of the ones that pushes positivity. And 97% of the time, I do really well. It's that 3% that you got to watch out for.
It's much more impactful also because people are not used to it, and when it comes across, it makes a big difference.
It does. And
people perceive it as something really special, and it does have a positive effect.
I'm doing it with intention. I made a conscious decision to spread love and light more than darkness and pain.
Look at what Honey Paw said. In most cases, when I'm cursing someone, I'm protecting someone else.
Yes.
And generally, the good protection is what comes back. Yes. So sometimes you are doing that to protect someone else, which I'm totally for.
We have skills as witches. We use magic users, magicians, psychics. Mm-hmm. We have skills. I learned early on that magic and witchcraft is directing natural forces with your intention and your willpower. So when we talk about your willpower feeling things, you can feel good or bad. Take your pick. Which road are you going to fly under?
Pick your poison.
And sometimes we do need negativity to fix the positivity. That's balance. We can't all be light and love.
Not only that, but sometimes you need that rage to fuel your intention, depending on what it is that you are trying to, whatever message you're trying to convey to the other person. So
need is a big thing in magic. Witches tend to, I say witches, I don't mean to pigeonhole everybody. People who have a connection to the natural forces in the world. Let's say that.
Yeah.
When they need something, it tends to show up on their doorstep. When the need is great, it shows up for them because they called out unintentionally. This is a case of unintentional magic. That low-key background magic we live with every day is taking care of us and watching out for us and calling what we need to us. It's actually both very easy to do magic and very hard. It's a blend.
It is, and I think someone on my Instagram asked, how do you know when a spell is working? Or when you have to redo it?
You assume it is.
Yeah, you do, but there's also a vibe to it. Like when I'm doing a spell on the YouTube, I have to change something up a little bit because I feel like having your full spell on there doesn't work for me. Like I get like a vibe from it, and I don't want to have that vibe from it.
You feel it. You just know because you're energetically connected to it.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't just go out there and you're detached from it. There is still a energetic connection, and you can perceive if it's working or not.
That's why I like sigil work, because it's low-key in the background magic. I'll create a sigil, charge it in the fire, activate it by burning it like that, and set it and forget it. I love those spells.
Speaking of sigil work, you have an oracle deck, that Talisman Oracle. I just got that.
I love it.
Phenomenal.
Right?
Yeah, that's such a phenomenal deck. I was like, when I was going through the sigils and what they mean, I was like, this is flipping amazing. And the vellum sheets that are in there that you can
yeah,
that you can trace the sigil on, and then there's additional sigils in the back of the book where you can add a different elements, and then if you want to, you can carry around your sigil like in a locket or in some other format, stick it in your shoe,
under your
in your
working
purse.
table.
Yeah, so I think sigil magic is really good for when you don't have a lot of energy and you need it. You can write it on your wrist with a Sharpie marker or a pen or whatever. I think all of that works. I think all of that, it's energy, it's intention, it's another form of a spell, but it's in a written format.
The positive intention can be applied towards healing.
Heck yes, Ange, I can make rice.
Reiki. This is consciously raising your Kundalini power. This is fuel for magic. When I tell people who want to start magic and spells, first understand what the hell you're doing. Don't do anything until you know the basics. Know how to protect yourself. Know how to cleanse yourself. Know what could go wrong with your spells. Understand everything. I have been doing this a very long time, and there are times when I'm scared of messing up, so I don't do it. I pull back. Sigil witchery. Yeah, it is. Healing, faith healers, Reiki. This is all positive forms of directing your energy. But still, that positive form is sometimes attacking and destroying the illness in you. So it's a balance. Good and positive, negative forces need to be aligned. And unless you're aligned, don't fucking do shit. Sorry for my language, but you need to understand. Get your basics down first, Yadira. Exactly. Energy work. Joey is... You guys can't see it when Joey's here reading with me, but she's got her hands over the cards, and it's like working next to a minor sun. Okay, she's directing that energy.
He did long distance energy on me. Let me tell you, I slept like a baby for days, and I had not been sleeping. Like, I slept so good. My energy was elevated. It was the most incredible energy healing session that I've ever had. So anybody who needs a healing session, definitely reach out to Joey, because she's incredible and she does long distance.
You can find her through the veiledcottagewitch.com. Ramon?
Hey, Bill.
How did you learn to control your energy?
I mean, I think it's...
Your woo-woo is powerful stuff.
I think we have a basic concept, because without transmitting it into the magic realm. You know, it's something that us as humans learn how to master our own emotions for the general part, right? And then we get to that when we elevate it to the magical realm, right? We have a perception of what our capabilities are, where are our limits, and where we need to work on. And this is something that it's trial and error. You know, it's something that you learn as you go, applying your own experience as a human.
Once you're protected, there is an element to fuck around and find out.
And you will mess up a lot of times until you fine tune it.
You know that scene in Practical Magic when the ants say they need to learn how to clean up their own mess and they bailed? The gods do that too. the gods have done that to me. They're like, fix it. You did it. Fix it. And I do. Oh my God, I love Pee-wee the dog. So what else you got, Celina?
So I didn't want, like, I've never had a spell backfire like that, but then again, I've never done very intense, like if it's baneful work. And I know that's a word we were talking about backstage. I've only done it once, and it really, really worked. But I've not had anything backfire at me.
Night, Millie. Yeah, I'm not that witch anymore. That was a point in my life when I needed every weapon I had at my disposal to survive. And I did use magic. That's part of the reason I spend most of my time now trying to put positivity back in the world, because I do believe in that balance. I work with hermetic principles, polarity, balance, duality. If I'm out of alignment, I'm no good to anybody. Ramon had a very good point. This isn't limited to the magical realm. It carries into our daily lives, our intention. Am I going to have a good day today? Hell yes, I am. That's an intention you're setting for yourself. When we do our daily card draws, for me, that's an intention because it gives me something to consider throughout the day. And I appreciate that.
Yeah, and
also
like a
possibility.
Sometimes us not acting or not reacting, especially on strong emotions, taking that conscientious step of not reacting to it is a form of magic too, because you have to like put control on yourself.
Which major arcana card is that?
Yes, and that demands a lot of strength. You know, so that is not acting on something is also a form of magic. If you think about it,
it is. It's a form of control.
Wow, that is. Yeah, I've never actually thought of it like that. That's a good point, Ramon.
That strength card, I've said it before, it takes a lot of strength for the woman to close the lion's mouth, but it takes that lion an awful lot of strength not to rip her face off. You know, so controlling our emotions, a biggie.
So controlling your rage, controlling your...
Girl, they're still talking about your rice.
Let's see. Yeah, Mexican rice is good, man.
Let's talk
all rice is good.
Yeah.
Any type of rice.
Cooking and
just like steam, white rice, brown rice. I love rice in all its forms. Rice
but that's
pudding.
Like the same thing. It's cooking. So if you're in a bad mood and you're cooking, what's going to come out in your food? You can potentially make that person sick.
Yeah.
So you really have to, if you are disrupted while cooking, you really have to stop, ground yourself, clear your energy, and then continue cooking, because if not, you're going to make that person very sick.
Yeah. And we were having this conversation last night with Kaylee on In Orbit with. She
that was such a great interview.
Yes, she did actually the active experiment, the test on, you know, cooking with intention, with positive intention in this case. It's from like a control version with no intention. And she put it out there without telling people. And the one that she cooked with positivity, good intentions, talking into it, tasted much better than the other one. It was so interesting, and it's true.
Didn't Sarah Michelle Gellar have a
cooking is
movie
a
like
form
that?
of magic, you know.
Yeah.
It's magic, you know. Cooking. It's also like it's science, you know. It's chemistry. You're infusing different temperatures, different elements, and that is at the end magic at the same time.
Yeah, when you add the eggs, you can put your intention into it. Positivity.
So how many times would your abuela make you something and your grandmother, and you instantly felt better?
Now that woman knew
it could be a basic chicken noodle soup, but the fact that she put in her healing intentions and her energy into making that food for you to heal you, it actually worked. So
Julie says kitchen alchemy. Yes. Simply Irresistible is the movie with Sarah Michelle Gellar. Thank you, Justin. That's what she was doing. Her tears fall into the mix. You know, what she cooked had a physical effect on people. That was magic, and I just love that movie. Buffy was kicking ass in that movie. Aquarius, how you doing, love?
Yeah, so Miss Sarah D said her mom always made sure not to cook when she was upset, or always warned against us as well. So it's the same thing, you know, cooking is another form of spell work.
Every time I cook, my husband hates this. Every time I cook, I haven't told him what I do, and I hope he's not watching. Take a little cinnamon in my hand. I don't care what I'm cooking. I'm charging that cinnamon with intention for healing for both of us, for his body and my body. And then I'm using my magic to blow it over the food. That's my breath carrying that fire and air to create magic is what I'm doing. So yeah, cooking with intention is my jam.
Correct. Or kitchen alchemy, but like Anne said, her grandmother used buttered toast. It was magic. So how bread, butter, but it was medicine. And it's, again, goes all the way back to the beginning of our conversation that you yourself are the conduit. You yourself are the magic. You are just putting your intention and love and energy into what it is you're making for your sick family member, you know? So it all goes back to you yourself you don't need anything else to heal, to, you know, like the Reiki, that's all by touch. You know, you don't need really anything unless you want to bring along crystals, but again, it's you yourself are the magic.
Yeah, you are the fuel. The crystals just direct your energy, amplify it. I had a great point I was going to make. Totally lost it. You'll see me go, oh yeah, in a minute, but until then, carry on. Checking out the chat.
The chat's been popping, and it's like I'm still trying to catch up to it.
Reiki at Thanksgiving. Putting your power into things is magic. Putting your positivity into daily life is magic. Being honest with yourself is magic. I had a point, and I'm trying to spur my memory. Not happening. Sorry.
So Richie Best Friend, and I'm wondering why she didn't send me a prosperity coffee cake, but I'm going to forgive you for this one, Jess.
I make a prosperity coffee cake. That sounds good.
Yeah, and I think it's the energy and the intention and the love and everything that you put into it, Jess, is what's going to help him with his new job. So that's amazing.
I remember. I knew that was going to happen. When we cook, when we make magic, we're using those elements, the 4 elements. We're bringing them together, right? That can be done in cooking, same way. But we are the 5th element in magic. We are spirit. It is our power, universal power that we're directing to weave those elements together. When I do magic, I start off with air, the thought, and then I add passion to it, the fire. Then I add emotion to it, and then I make it manifest and throw my power into it with spirit. So that is how I work.
And a little bit of cinnamon.
And a little bit of cinnamon. You got
it. Cinnamon is like the best herb ever.
Yeah. I'm diabetic, so I started putting cinnamon
in
everything,
coffee?
and then I put it in coffee, everything.
Yeah.
But I use stevia. I love stevia, liquid stevia.
So I put cardamom in mine, like ground up cardamom in my coffee.
Really?
And then I offer that to my ancestors because cardamom is a great herb for your ancestors.
What a great idea.
So I always, when I'm making their coffee, I do the cardamom for them and myself. And when I'm stirring it with intention. Like, I mean, every time you're doing anything with, it's the same thing at cooking. You're stirring in, you want to bring something forward. You know, some people do it clockwise or counterclockwise if you want to get rid of something.
Joey grows stevia, Ramon.
She does, yeah. I've seen it on her website.
I love stevia.
No.
So put your breath work into it. I do that, Miss Tarot D. Like when I'm doing a candle and I'm holding it in my hand, and as I'm holding it in my hand and rolling it through my hand, I'm thinking about what intention I want this to have. And once I figure out my intention on it, I start blowing on it and I'm putting my essence into the candle. And then I start carving it, and then I add the herbs and the oils, and when I'm rolling it up to pick up all the herbs, I'm also thinking about what intention it is that I want this candle to do for me. Like lately I've been working on like the self-love rituals, which is why I have a red candle here, but it's adding the roses, it's adding lavender, it's adding chamomile, putting amethyst crystals around it, or rose quartz crystals, and really just visualizing once I light it, like taking in that energy that's being put out into the universe, So yeah, Miss Tarot D, I do a lot of breath work on my candles, particularly to like tune them into my energy, like my essence.
People worry about doing magic accidentally unless you're truly in a state of heightened emotion. You're probably not going to do magic by accident. There's no fuel. There's no intention or direction. No.
Yeah,
we talked about the foundations of magic, where, and it's not just in magic. When we do these shows, we're correlating things in daily life with spiritual matters, grounding, protecting, guarding. I don't go into Walmart unless I'm protected, because I know I'm going to be walking out of there just filthy with other people's emotions. So I take steps beforehand.
And spending at least $100. You go for milk and you end up spending at least, it's like going to Costco.
I do have a funny Walmart story though. Christmas about 10, 11 years ago, I was in Walmart and it was like one of the last nights, so everybody's all grumpy and mad. And electronics, they had a line waiting and everybody's yelling at the guy, take me, take me. And I'm leaning against the pole, just chilling. And he looked past everybody and said, I could help you, sir, and brought me up to the front of the line.
I love when that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was my calm that he wanted. He saw that calm and needed it. So the world reaches out for our energy. That's where narcissists come in. They see our energy and they want a piece of it. They want to use it for their own benefit. Hey, Kristen, how you doing? I didn't realize you. Chat is jumping.
I know. I'm still trying to like catch up to the chat here, and I'm like, yeah.
Do you guys have questions on anything we've covered so far?
Yeah, anybody on here, they all have questions. Ooh, chicory and coffee.
Yeah,
so that reminds me of the coffee in New Orleans, right? Don't they put chicory in their coffee in New Orleans?
Yep. I used to live there. Yep. You put it in the coffee grounds and then let it brew.
Oh, here's Bill with some kind of black pepper.
Hi, Lennon.
What up, bro?
I'm sorry, I'm still trying to get to the comments down here.
You guys, I'm still trying to make this video. I saw Tarot and Oracle for the Soul, but I owe them for this Alien Lenormand deck, and
it's beautiful. I love
it. Yeah, I want to do the video. I just
Midwest Magician candy corn.
I'm trying to simplify my life. That is my intention. I'm simplifying.
Now everybody's talking about candy corn in the chat, and I hate candy corn. Thank you, Carolina. Me too.
Candy corn rocks.
Ay, Dios mío.
To me, it depends on, I don't know. Some years I like it, some years I don't.
I like it.
I'm not a candy person. I'm really not a candy person. But last year, I don't know. It was a candy corn that was so good. I ate like a whole bag, and I'm not a candy person at all.
Were you sick?
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't eat not on a single sit, but like it didn't last a week. Like every night after work, I was just like, because my partner, he's sort of like for the holidays put like different bowls of like candies and stuff around, and okay, I'll take one and then another one, and
So you have been called out again, Bob or Ramon, on the Halloween tag.
On the Halloween video, yes. I know I have to make that video. I've been preparing for the Santa Muerte show.
Yes, that's going to be great.
Saturday. Oh my gosh,
is that really intense? Good. Yeah, and then I plan to do the VR after that.
See,
okay, I finally made it to the bottom of the comments, guys. Wow, that's been great. But yeah, so yeah, putting in intention, putting in that energy into everything you're doing, cooking.
Here's another form of intention. I have statues by my doors of the goddess Hecate. Hecate propylea before the gates, defending. So that is intention. I have put those there to guard me against spiritual invasion, even physical invasion. I specifically set those statues with intention. It's not just on my shelf. I have set other types of intention too. Oh yeah, Lennon is with Hecate. I forgot. Yes,
yeah, and Justin too. He said, "Hail the Queen."
Yeah. The mother walks among us. Even the dark goddesses tend to be who I associate more. Ramon has been that book you sent, Ramon, has been invaluable with a lot of things I just didn't want to look at and deal with. It's very useful, and I appreciate you, man. Thank you, my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who are afraid to work with divinity because they're afraid they'll mess up. And I don't know what they think, that the gods are going to send a lightning bolt to strike you down or blow you up or something. No, what they're basically going to do is try again, help you get it right.
Yeah, as long as you do it with respect, it's you learn to connect with your divinities. There's not like a magical formula.
No,
our energies are different and we connect in different ways. So
Joey channels Bridget before she does healing sessions. We're talking about flame being for healing. Bridget is associated with fire in the spring. Light me up.
Yeah. How did Lennon and Justin not know each other? You know what? But Lennon, you knew the shirt I was wearing the other day.
Joey.
Yeah.
Is the 79th tarot card for me. What that means is she is my Jiminy Cricket. I surround myself with friends who will correct me when I'm wrong and point out things I'm missing. I ask the goddess for friends like that. I ask the god for friends like that. I put that intention out there, and they brought people into my life. And the right people are entering my life more and more and more, and all because of intention. Also, when you're setting your intention, don't just put what you want. Take into consideration what you don't want, because the gods and the universe have a habit of giving you exactly what you asked for. So define
what you need. So, sometimes we don't know our own needs, and it's in the process that you discover and fulfill them.
Love it. What else you got, Celina?
I'm still trying to catch up in the chat here. Okay, I think I got back down to the bottom.
They're jumping.
Y'all are blowing it up. I don't even know how many people are here, but I think it's amazing.
I know.
I'm so thankful that everybody is here and it's the chat's going crazy again.
Well, because we're not doing one specific thing. We're not directing people on magic. We're pointing out things. We're not telling you what to think. We're showing you what's available to you. Lennon, I was just going to point that out. It was so hard not to be vague, right? You can't. There's a lot of people that say, I ask the universe to bring good things to me. Be a little more specific. Otherwise, you may get a lot of lollipops rather than the money you were hoping for. You may get a lot of pretty birds flying over as opposed to the finances to handle your bills. You need to be very specific. My husband and I did the practical magic thing. I wrote out what I wanted in a mate. I've still got that spell in a box. Everything, just like they did in practical magic. That's what I did. I wanted this. I even put green eyes, and that sucker has green eyes. I love it. But at the same time, I was doing that. Not the exact same time, but he was praying. He's Christian. So he was praying to the Christian God to bring somebody into his life that he can relate to. We are exact opposites almost. We balance each other. I give his life color, and he gives my life a frame and structure. We are the perfect picture.
Sounds like
it's funny that with my previous marriage, it was very much a one-sided. And I think I unintentionally, or the gods knew what I needed and put David in my path, like someone that is supportive of this lifestyle, because it's not an easy lifestyle. It's not for the faint of heart, especially when your wife is going through divine feminine energy and getting in tune with who she is, and it's not for the faint of heart. This work is not for the faint of heart, and the spouses.
Celina, you have your spiritual work. You're learning to get a grip on your schooling, this, that, the other. Girl, you're cooking. Okay, you are in the process of cooking. All right,
thank you.
Your cocoon is starting to bust open, and your wings are ready.
Thank you.
I love it.
And I feel it's with coming on here on YouTube, it's what's really been fueling this energy of mine. I feel like it's being around other magical folks like you guys, the people I've met on here, like Oliver Shell's group and Yalita and Sophie. Like I've met some pretty, Jess, the witchy best friend. I've met some really Ange, Lexi. I mean, the list goes on, of all the wonderful people that
the divine will put what we. Who made a Dune reference? Where? What? I'm a Dune fan, so I'm like, what? Who? What? When we created our channels, we set our intention, whether we did it knowingly or not. When I decided to do my channel, I set my intention saying, I really want to reach people. I really want to help people. I really want to bring people together. And the gods have allowed me to do that. What was your intention, Ramon, when you started?
To me, it was try to bring clarity. I started with tarot with my channel, trying to share clarity and understanding, the meaning of the cards, how to try to compile a lot of knowledge, which of things that I had doubt about, sometimes conflicting information.
Mm-hmm.
Try to condense everything, and it was with the best intention of being a tool for knowledge, and it grew. I learned so much in the process, not just in the sense of having a
Mm-hmm.
channel, learning of how to master other divination tools, how to interact my energy with other people in the community. Every time that I interact with someone, every time I'm on a live with someone, I learn something new, and it's always a blessing, and it's a healing process too. It says sometimes I have a very stressful day at work, and I sit here, I'm live sharing with everybody's energy, and it's a healing, therapeutical process for me as well. So it's a beautiful experience.
What about you, Hermana?
I'm just like overwhelmed, like it's been for my intention when I was doing YouTube. It was just initially this was going to be my video grimoire. Like this is my way of having everything not per se written down in a book. Because of my autoimmune stuff, I have a hard time with writing, and my hands get really stiff, and there's no way I can make a grimoire look beautiful, and I would probably be rewriting that thing continuously and throwing out papers and all that stuff, and I just said I can't do it that way. That doesn't work for me. So I was like, let me do a video documentation of my spells, my rituals, and that to me was my video grimoire, and that was my intention coming on here, is finding like-minded people who know this path and will love and embrace you because you are just a little bit different,
Yeah.
just a little bit, but different in a good way. I think the fact that we can turn the basic into magical, like Yadira was talking about on Bill's show, grass. Grass itself has properties, has the energy. You can use that for a spell itself, Yeah. So it's the fact that we can find the magic in absolutely anything and everything around us and make it work like folk magic, make it turn it into something incredible, use alchemy on it and convert it. I think all of that is just, it's fantastic. And that was my intention when I got onto YouTube. I wanted to find people like myself that was going to help me grow.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Yeah, not only around us.
And that's what you guys are doing. You guys are helping me grow,
and you're helping us. We share ideas, we share insights, we look at things from different. When I think of you guys, an old song comes to my head. I don't know if you guys are even gonna know it. It's not the whole song, just a phrase from it. I've looked at life from both sides now, and that one phrase comes to mind when I think of you guys. You guys help me examine life the same way Joey does, the same way my friends Val and Dee do.
Yeah, definitely subscribe to everybody on here, guys. I just saw that.
What?
Definitely subscribe. Like I saw Sarah from Tarot and Oracle for the Soul, who's another great person that I met on here. She just said, I just subscribed to London's channel. So definitely, guys.
Joey.
Yeah, get everybody's links up and subscribe to everybody, because this community that I'm seeing on here in the chat, they're the best flipping community you'd ever want on your side. Like they support you, they encourage you, they motivate you. I mean, they're the best flipping cheerleaders ever.
Hold
on. Yeah, definitely put out links, guys, and subscribe to everybody and watch everybody's channels. And yeah, I mean, you guys are this. Oh yeah, see Yadira Online Grimoire. She was here for the same thing.
I'm getting nice messages from a client right now. That was very sweet of her to say that our last session helped a lot. That's sweet. I thought it was a panic. Well, her husband is going through some medical issues, so I thought it was a bad thing. Like, oh shit, this is it. But no, it's working out well for her. Yay.
Yeah, so like everybody in the community is saying that they started their channel to get into the other side of the community and to share their thoughts and ideas and their platform. And Draven said he's been in a rut, but he's living. This live is helping him get out of it, and I'm so happy you're here, Draven. Like I came across him through the Wild Witch, and I was on one of her lives. She was she was interviewing me, and I got to meet a lot of the people that follow her, and and connect with them. So it really has been the last 5 months. It's only been 5 months for me, guys, on YouTube. It's been phenomenal. Like I would not change this experience for anything at all. Like I feel like I have a new family. You are
a superstar.
Oh,
I've still got a few subscribers to go before I hit my 500, but Celina just hit for her 500. And I wanted to make mention, Ramon, you were talking about putting videos out. I find it hard to believe that people haven't seen it, but if you have not seen the 78 card video Ramon did, it's kind of become an industry standard, I think. It's been shared so many times. You guys have to check it out. He breaks down all 78 cards in just a very cool way.
So Draven said everyone's subscription list just grew by 25 channels, and that's exactly what we want to do here is the engagement with this community and continue to grow and everybody has a different viewpoint on how they practice, what they practice. Mm-hmm. And I feel like we can all learn from everybody in these chats.
Right. And remember, you guys, your intentions carry you through the day. Mm-hmm. So try to keep your intentions aligned with your core values so you're not dealing with fallout after the fact.
Yeah.
Justin Bennett. That name is so familiar. I'm like, you don't live in Arizona, do you, bro?
Florida.
Or California. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's because
he goes by the Witch of Enchantment is his YouTube name.
I think it's because Mechanicus that was here earlier, Harrison, my apprentice, his last name is Bennett. So I think that's where I'm associating it with.
Yeah, and we do have the best community out here. And I just really couldn't be, it's growing. And I feel like because of it growing, the fact that we are learning ourselves and we ourselves are growing, like it's your path that you're on right now, like your life right now, you're in session. Life is in session right now. You're in class. You're in continuous class, and that's the way I see it, and that's the way I'm going to continue to see it, because I'm going to be learning up until the day I die. Like, that's my intention with my life and what I plan to do with it. I want to continuously learn, and that's probably why I have a million books, different spells and different paths, because there could be that one spell in there that could really change my life, or can give me an idea, or I can hand it off to someone else who needs help and they're asking me for help, and I'm looking through my reference books to find something for them. Like that's what I did with Cressida. Like, I did that with Cressida the other day, and she was asking me questions about how to help in a specific situation, and I gave her the information that I already knew, but it was
humble brag. She's talking about Dr. Cressida from Cressida Stone from La Santa Muerte. She wrote the book. Ramon's gonna grab it off the shelf right now. I know. Yes. This is the book he sent Celina and I
beat you, Ramon.
Send it to Miss Tarot D2. It is an amazing book. It's a practical guide on devotion and Santa Muerte. So it talks about, it's called Secret of Santa Muerte, a guide to prayers, spells, rituals, and hexes. and it talks about the history of Santa Muerte, how it, evolved from ancient knowledge of Mesoamerica worship towards, divinity of death. I'm gonna explore all of this on Saturday with Bobby, but it's a great book, and she's the author of the book. She shares personal experiences. She spent many years in Mexico researching, and at the end, she became a devotee. So she talks about spells, rituals. It's an amazing book, and I share with people.
I'll tell you this: what I learned right away, and I'm glad I read that book.
I'll send you that book.
And I interview her in my channel, and it was like interviewing
like 2 months ago.
It was awesome. When you talk about the owl, Ramon, you had me in tears, man. I was just like, oh.
Yeah.
And I was sending Celina. I was like,
I know. We were having like a group text talking about, your interview with her, but the fact that she has been reaching out to me, she sent a client my way. Like, it's just been like, I'm ready to start crying because it's been such an incredible experience to have people believe in me like that. Like, I knew, like it's different to see yourself as a magician, as a witch. Like, it's, it's, I don't know. It's hard for me to see myself like that. Like, to be like, yeah, I'm a bad bitch or I'm a bad witch or whatever. Like, it's hard for me to think like that. But when you guys like tell me, when Madam,
that's Capricorn energy reversed. That's Capricorn deals with your identity. You need to step in and be your power. What I did want to say, Ramon, I'm glad I read that book, my friend, because I found out that she doesn't really like sharing a space with other deities. So
yes, and I learned that from personal experience also. I have an altar dedicated to Santa Muerte, but I also had the image of another lunar figure. She's actually Taina, and I have her right here. It's this figure. She's the goddess of the. She's Taina, which are the Indians who inhabited the Caribbean. And when I started with Santa Muerte, I had the two of them in my altar. And when I read the book, I learned that Santa Muerte likes to have her own space. And after I removed her respectfully and just dedicated the space to Santa Muerte, the energy flowed totally different.
Shifted, right?
Yes.
You guys, these may be effigies of our deities. If you see a statue of, I don't care if it's Hecate, Hermes, Kali, Santa Muerte, I don't care who it is, you treat that statue with respect. I worked last year at a place with somebody, and he was kind of thought he was funny. He really wasn't, but he took the statue of Kali and was like holding it in front of his penis like a penis, and everybody in the shop was like, no, what do you stop. I will say this: shortly thereafter, the store closed down. So I'm not saying it was directly related. I'm saying
it's directly
he shouldn't
related.
have done that. I think so too.
Yeah.
You treat these statues with the respect they deserve. It's not the goddess themselves or the god themselves, but it is their telephone number. So.
Yeah, and it's your connection with them, because at the end, it might be resin, it might be wood, but you establish that emotional connection. It's like a photo, right? Photography of your mother. That someone grabs it and spits on it, you feel so offended and really upset. It's paper and ink, but it's what it represents is that emotional connection that you have with the idea, the concept of it.
I've seen people try to make a point by putting Bibles on the ground and stomping at them. I'm not a Christian, but that is a religious text and it deserves respect. So I don't care what God you serve, respect them, respect their tools. Otherwise, shit could get dicey. I love Kali. She's amazing. Yeah, I'm trying to find somebody who works with Kali who understands her different aspects and epithets. there's somebody in my coven, Tiana, who works with Kali, but I need to talk to her and see if she's willing to come on and talk about it. Yeah, the Bible is a powerful spell book. You ain't just whistling.
That's
Dixie.
Right, yeah.
We talked about this on our show, Bibliomancy, Divination. You guys can go back and check it out. And if you don't already follow us on Facebook, we do have a Behind the Moon Facebook page where discussion forum. You can make comments and show suggestions, things that you want to see, and we seriously look at those and talk about them. So we want to make sure that we're bringing things to everybody.
Salazar.
Yeah, so Yadira has...
Oh, Yadira! Oh, hook a brother up. Okay. So the reason I've been so looking forward to learning about Kali more is the time aspect. She's related with time, and I don't want to say too much because I don't know too much about it. That's why I really want to talk to somebody. See, I'm not one of those guys that'll talk out my ass. If I'm saying something, it's because I've given it a lot of thought and consideration. I know my two colleagues here are the same way. They don't like things to come back on them. You know, we want to make sure we're providing the right information for you.
Yeah, I want to give a big applause to our moderators who have been going crazy tonight, sharing everybody's information. I appreciate you guys so much. Yeah, you guys are doing so phenomenal. Thank you for being part of that community and unifying us all together. You know, thank you guys.
Everybody.
Yeah, and that's and again, you know, it goes back to energy and intention. Everybody that's in this live has some type of energy or an intention, and it's connecting them to all these other people that are like-minded, or even not so fully like-minded, but we still have, you know, we can still learn from each other. We can still grow from each other. So coming on a live is putting out intention. Commenting is putting intention. So it's in everything we do, guys.
When you sit down to do tarot spreads, when you choose which spread you're going and what question you're wanting to answer, that's your intention. Yeah. You're setting the intention. I want this information. I need this information. That's why setting your intention before you do your spreads. You see me mumbling to myself when I do my cards. I'm trying to put the right words in the right order for the right question for the right reason. It's a lot. Yeah. But we break it down into very specific things, you guys.
Correct. And then like what Carla said, the magic here is what's connecting us. It's what's putting us all, you know, all together. And it's just, it's been great, guys. I really am just so thankful for everybody.
We were talking about intention mostly, but Lennon's got a point. About energy. Energy can come from personal energy, our individual. Sometimes I work magic and I don't want to use universal magic. It's a very personal thing. I'll use my own personal magic, my stored up energy in my chakras. If I'm doing theurgy, which is divine magic, there's two main types of magic in Western. There's theurgy, which it connects with the divine, and there's thaumaturgy, which is practical magic, and it doesn't deal with the divine. I set my intentions beforehand. Now, energy, the gods, the earth, the universe, our chakras, we can borrow energy from stones to enhance our own personal energy.
For me, the energy can come in many different forms. It can come from dancing, from finishing up a exercise, like doing some, you know, going on a treadmill, going for a run. That's building up your energy to work on this stuff. It can come from an orgasm, from sex magic. You know, and I know we had a little brief talk about that. You know, I was asking you guys about that, but all of that is your energy, and that's what you are incorporating into your intention, into your spell work. So it all goes hand in hand. Raising your own vibrations, raising up your own energy,
vibrations
to fuel it. You know, like we talked about with the car, you got to fuel it. Your energy is what's fueling that intention. It's what's fueling your desires, your spell work, everything, you know?
Do you have anything to add on that, Ramon?
No, not really. I agree. You know, it's, and like I said before, to me, energy is potential. You connected with intention. That's when you manifest things.
Yeah, we did talk earlier when we first started that energy is basically the arrow being pulled back, and intention is releasing it, aiming it and releasing it. Energy cannot be created or destroyed, but can be transmuted, and its direction and colors change. Booyah! Right there.
It's pretty much Angie's emojis right there.
Yeah, that's what it is. You dirty birdie.
I know. Yeah.
Sex magic is powerful, you guys, and you don't
and
even
that's the energy that you are incorporating. You know, again, that goes back to your energy work. It's energy. Energy is energy. However it is that you raise your energy,
whether you're alone raising that sex magic or with somebody else, it's still power and energy that can
but make sure you have their consent. If you are doing, you know, make sure there's consent there, guys.
That's a good thing. Let's talk about consent real quick. I don't work spells for people who I don't have their consent for. A lot of people don't want magical energy, even though it's in their daily lives. They consciously want to keep it away from them. Have you guys ever done a spell for somebody without asking their permission? No.
Ramon?
Okay.
No.
He's like, no.
No. There's things there's stuff I will do, like prosperity magic, you know, anything that's not like I don't do love spells for anybody.
I don't do love spells, period.
Point blank.
Never start off. Never start a relationship.
My line with
never start a relationship with a kidnapping. You know, so it's a rape. It's spiritual kidnapping is what you're doing. Don't. Because eventually that spell's going to wear off. Yeah. Any relationship that starts that way, anything I've seen in the past, never lasts. It's built on bad foundations. No, there is no foundation.
Or like any type of baneful work. Like I won't do it for other people. Unless I will do it if it's for a family member and I know the situation 100%, and you're usually involved, like you usually know what's going on before they come to you and ask you for help. Now I will do for family, but love magic, absolutely not. And I don't even like doing love readings because to me they're just icky, you know?
I have done a spell over the past couple of years for somebody about 5 years ago, I think. I did not ask their permission. They were really stressed out about something, and I did go behind their back and do the spell. I never told them. I never mentioned it. I never brought it up. I do know the spell was successful, and but I still feel guilty a little bit. And if they ever found out, I don't know how they'd react, and I don't want to bring it up to them. So, no. That was just one of those things.
I think consent is very important because even though you try to do it with positive intention, you don't know if that's what's good for them. You know.
Yeah. Exactly.
You can end up doing more harm than good. Now, when we're talking with hexes, of course, you don't need
their permission. Yeah.
Sometimes it's implied through the reaction that you have in creating in the first place, that negativity or that, it's a mechanism of defense. And by implication, that person is involved. So there's a certain level of consent, even though,
Yeah,
Practical Magic is a great example, that movie, of fuck around and find out, messing up a spell, not thinking it through properly, and having to clean up consequences. Magic gone awry. This is forces we're dealing with, people. These are not light things. When you bring intention into it, make sure your intentions are pure, unless you're going into battle and then bonsai. But
no, still it's pure. I mean, it's a positive, it's negative, it's how you visualize it. The purity is the intention that you put into it. Talking of hexing, or a positive one,
Oh yeah, thank you for that.
Roman.
I believe I have a video that I put out on ethics, on my role as a messenger and what I believe, and I take that very seriously.
No, that's a great video.
It's like in Narcotics Anonymous, you make amends unless to do so would cause more harm. Then just keep your mouth shut. If your apology to this person is only making you feel better, but it's opening up a can of pain for them, don't do it. All right. Don't bring that pain to somebody's door. We're back to intention here. Doing a reading first before the spell can help and add clarity. Yes, clarity is a big thing in our community, and it should be a big thing in your spiritual work. Understand yourself and understand where you're going, both in life and in magic. As long as those are good, we should be golden.
Yeah, definitely. So we are at an hour and a half, guys. How are we doing with time? Do y'all want to continue? I think we've covered.
Honestly, I'm gonna have to wrap up. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to
covered pretty much like a lot of stuff on here.
Cover a lot. Yes, it's a lot.
Yeah, and it wasn't just on energy and intention. I think everything was just coming together, with all the other questions that were coming up. So, but it's been.
Know thyself.
Yeah,
know thyself.
Yeah, nice one, Draven.
Know thyself. Big thing. I first heard that in a movie called Mame. I don't know if you guys ever saw it. Rosalind Russell comedy. Great movie. But know yourself.
And that's true. That's what Roman said. You've only heard the one side of the story. When
Roman,
you are going to do, when you are doing any type of spell work for somebody else with your ethics, you're only hearing their side. Like they can be, they can be embellishing.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to put it past them to not.
That's why I don't like doing spells for other people.
Yeah.
I really don't like doing spells for other people unless I can see firsthand what the situation is. They may be
how to make rice.
Yeah, we're gonna make some
All right. So what do you guys got coming up?
I don't have anything except for our next show next Thursday. So we are on every Thursday, guys, at 9:00 Eastern time. 6 p.m. Western time. Mountain,
Yeah, Arizona time doesn't change. The rest of the world changes around us. We're very fixed. Arizona's so stubborn. What do you got, Ramon?
Tomorrow I have a show. It's a Gemini birthday bash. And I'm celebrating our Gemini birthdays with Amy Warrior, Hershey the Shadow Reader, Sherry Voices from the Swamp, and Karen Care Bear Bars of Cards. The five of us, Geminis, we're going to be talking about everything Gemini, what stones we like, the colors, compatibility, stars, everything. It's just a Gemini chat. It's going to be on my channel at 8 p.m. tomorrow. Please swing by. That's on the 30th, the 31st. I'm going to be on Bobby's channel. We're going to be talking about Santa Muerte, everything related to her origins, practice, her iconography, how I connected with Santa Muerte, other stories. And it's going to be very
trying to reach out to people. And what do you do in that situation?
I have not talked a lot about Santa Muerte because I'm saving it for your show.
I'm still asking him a million questions because I know she's calling me. So I'm like, okay, Ramon.
Yes. What are those signs when she wants to connect with you? The difference between Santa Muerte, La Catrina, the Grim Reaper, all these different skeletal characters.
I know those differences now from that book. I know those differences now.
Cressida did an amazing job in that book. I mean, amazing.
Yes.
After I finish it, I'm going to ask her to be on my channel, but I want it fully and completely.
I'm gonna reread that book again. Like the first time I just read through it, and then the second time I'm gonna go through it again, but then make notes, like put in like little sticky notes so that I can refer back to that when I do a video, like a YouTube review on it. Because I want to review that video.
I have both the printed book and the audiobook, and I listened to both of them. Yes, there's another book from Andrew Chestnut. It's called Devoted to Death. He actually worked with Cressida, and he's also a researcher. And he does an amazing job in dissecting the history from a anthropological point of view of origins of Santa Muerte.
What was his name again, Ramon?
Andrew Chestnut. The book is called Devoted to Death.
Wow.
I would love to read this.
Yes, but Secrets of Santa Muerte is a great book, especially for beginners.
Yeah, and it has a lot of great rituals.
And seasoned practitioners too. It's a guide that I go to a lot, for prayers, just be exploring it.
As far as
that's tomorrow. That's on Saturday at 9 p.m. Is it?
I'm looking up right now. Make sure I got the right time for everybody. Yes,
6
p.m. my time, 9 p.m. your time. Yes. I'm in Arizona. Ramon is on the East Coast, or he's in Philadelphia. Yeah. So, anything else after that?
Oh, I have other shows. Yeah.
Oh, he's like, I got lots.
Yeah, I got a lot.
No, I'm not.
He has a lot of stuff lined up.
So here's the thing, you guys. Make sure you subscribe to the Behind the Moon community page also on Facebook, because we're going to post all the videos, not only for Behind the Cards, but we're going to post our individual interviews and shows that we do on that page as well. So if it's kind of a central hub for the three of us. And then I'm on Instagram, and I'm always posting like our next shows on Instagram. So I started my Instagram last night.
Yeah, I saw that.
Because of you. Yeah. I was like, all right, I'll do it.
Because that's how I talk to Cressida. She's on Instagram, so her and I chat back and forth on that.
A lot of
people are you on Instagram, Ramon?
Yes, I am. I don't use it that much, but I'm connected with Cressida on Instagram.
I'm going to be doing my nightly oracle draws before bed. Bedtime for Bobby is what I'm going to call it. I have Ramon Saturday. What else? June 6th is going to be Kristen.
Oh, Kristen Louise?
Yes, Kristen Louise Tarot is going to be on my channel. We're going to be reading together, and I'm going to attempt that night to do runes. But if it turns out that I'm not getting the messages properly, we may abort that and just go back to Tarot and Oracle. But I'm really excited about it. And then the next day after that, that's the one, Ken Payne. Ken Payne is going to be on the following week talking about Hecate. So, Ken, I met him right before the deck was coming out. I had met Mr. Butler before. Yes, I'm going to say his name.
I know.
I met them right before.
Part of the show is
the only reason I'm bringing him up,
is
because I thought I understood. I thought I understood most of what I needed to know about Hecate, but his deck opened up a different way of looking at the goddess for me, which is why I brought it up. And that's why I'm doing those nightly draws. And I'm excited about it. So please subscribe to all of our channels. And I hand you over to Celina.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, everybody, for coming along and chatting with us and, you know, putting the intention and the energy to be here and you know, chat with everybody and subscribe to everybody and really make this community that much more better than what it was an hour and a half ago. So I really just thank you guys so much for doing that, especially my co-hosts here, Bobby and Ramon. I am like eternally grateful to you guys for including me on this journey with you guys behind the moon. So I'm
honored to be able to walk this path with you guys. It's really cool.
So am I. It's been a blessing to share with both of you.
Yeah. So.
All right, you guys. So tune in next week. And we haven't actually decided on our topic yet. So
no, we haven't actually.
We'll discuss that backstage, and
it's your turn now, right, Bobby?
It is, and I have some ideas that I want to run past you guys.
Okay.
All right.
Okay,
guys. Thank you guys, everybody, and you guys have a wonderful night. And we will see y'all on somebody else's live or on our next live on Thursday.
Right. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Wow, that was cool.
Yeah.
That was cool.